Continuing with reading my English translation of the Quran, chapter 2, the account of the Heifer of Israel. Today I will read verses 155 to 164. The path of your struggle will not be adorned with beds of roses. When you stand up for the Lord, do not look for human praises. We, the stubborn spirit of humanity, do not allow change to come into our lives easily. We need to put your faith to the test as we pave the twists and turns of your sinuous path with misery and misfortune. We need to see what your faith is really made of. You will suffer from anxiety, insecurity, and fear. You will feel the burning aches of hunger. You will have very little money, and you will be devastated by the loss of your loved ones. Your labors may not bear any fruits in this venture. But you, the messenger of God, you must keep hope alive. Tell the people who had struggled in the common cause with you, who had remained solid and steadfast in those darkest moments, that they had managed to change their own destiny and reshape their future. Spread the news of the felicities that come with the riches that lie in wait for them if they remain steadfast on their course. Inspire them with the heavenly rewards reserved for all the souls that persevere in pursuing their purpose. The nature of such people's faith is revealed under the test of a calamity. The caliber of their resilience shows when bad things happen to them. They would invoke the name of their Lord and say, "We are of the spirit of this creation, and going home to the place of the one Spirit of all is our end goal." Their Lord had prayed for them, and his blessings cloister them. He raised a divine shield of protection over them, sheltering their souls with his mercy. The decisions they are making are guided by the light of their Lord. The two hills, the Safa and Marwa in Mecca, are two markers in a ritual that God had blessed. When you visit the house of the Lord during the season of the pilgrimage, Hajj, or at any other time of the year, Umrah, you may walk the trail back and forth, encircling these two hills while you praise your Lord. It is not a sin to perform this ritual, even though idol worshippers had held a similar custom and had glorified the icons that they had lined up along this path. If you give for the love of God, expecting nothing in return, then God will be grateful to you. He will take notice of your generosity as he applauds people who respond to the human need. Cursed will be that subversive team of scholars that is reticent about the revelations and the testaments that we had sent to them in the past. These rabbis act out their covert designs with malicious intentions to keep their own people repressed in ignorance. We had passed down to them the lessons of the past and the wisdom of the ages. We sent our light to define the moral guide of the right and wrong, to help nations make laws of equal protection. We provided undeniable expressions of our presence and principles of the soul's design. God's testament is an education that should be free and accessible to all people, as we had obligated them to learn the book of God's account. People cannot exercise their rights without learning and owning their responsibilities. But these rabbis are still determined to treat the Old Testament like their own precious secret. Only a select few of the privileged class are privy to it. The rabbis had refused to teach people the laws of equal rights that we had revealed to them. The Lord will cast down his curse on them. They will also be cursed by the execrated who had their blessings turned into curses because of them, and by every person who had been denied his basic human rights. A repentant sinner will escape the damnation of the curse. If he makes an admission of his wrongdoing, offers a sincere apology to whom he had wronged, and repairs the damage he had caused by his violations. He has to repent, make amends, and display a new behavior of acceptance and respect of the equal rights of others. For such people, I shall purge the sins from their souls and absolve them from their guilt. Because it is I, the Lord your God, am the compassionate Redeemer of human souls, the only one able to render them guiltless. But an insolent sinner who reaches his deathbed, still fully immersed in sin, he will be cursed by the God of all people, the Spirit of one in all, Allah. All those people like him who remain fully convinced in the righteousness of their sinning will be cursed by me, the God of all, by the angels and by the entire human race. And for all eternity, the damnation of this curse will smite them. The severity of their punishment will not be mitigated. There will be no subsidies to alleviate their pain, no one to hear their pleas, and not a slight chance to be given any breaks. There is only one deity that sits in the office of the highest authority, the same one God of all people. The only divinity in control of your life is the one Spirit in all of you. Allah is the God, the Lord of the heart, who controls all the passions that burn in it. There are no lords out there that exist on the outside, only idols that reflect the vile desires nesting on the inside, in the human heart. You cannot see the Lord of your heart with your naked eyes, but you can feel him when you look at any angle of the human spirit. He is the common thread that binds all existence in its web of innate oneness. There is no such thing as plural spirits competing to govern your life. There's only Allah, the Spirit that unites all people in their oneness with the creation, the Lord of compassion and the compassionate protector of all. The manifestations of the Spirit are evident to those people that are able to exercise common sense. The manifestations are abound everywhere you look in nature. In the way the heavens and the earth were designed as a life support system, in the alternating cycles of day and night, and in the law of flotation that carries ships to all destinations, delivering useful goods to people. In the way rain is commanded to fall from the sky above in certain quantities to quench the thirst of a barren land, giving it life and filling it with all kinds of crawling creatures. In the way the winds are channeled into jet streams, and the clouds suspend themselves in their own space, above the earth but below the ceiling of the sky. These are some verses from the book of his account, some principles he had written in the design. People with common sense can easily read these verses.